There is a specific kind of heartbreak that doesn't come from a breakup or a family tragedy. It's quieter than that. It's the realization that while you were thinking about everyone else, nobody was thinking about you. I found out why the invites stopped coming. I found out why the group chats went silent. And the worst part, it wasn't some grand conspiracy. It wasn't a dramatic betrayal. It was mundane. It was casual. And that makes it hurt so much more. It happened on a completely normal Tuesday. My phone battery had flatlined halfway through a shift at work, and I needed to grab a verification code from my email. I asked my coworker, let's call him Mark, if I could borrow his phone for 2 minutes. Mark and I were part of the same wider circle of friends. We weren't best friends, but we were cool. Or so I thought. I opened the browser, did what I needed to do, and then went to log out. But as I clicked the search bar to clear the history, his messaging app, which was running in the background, caught my eye. When I typed the first letter of my own name to clear the cache, the autofill didn't bring up my contact. It brought up a group chat. The chat was titled, Plans, No Him. No emojis, no inside jokes, just a clear administrative title designed to do one thing, keep me out. I froze. I know I should have handed the phone back right then. I know I shouldn't have looked. But curiosity is a form of self-sabotage, so I opened it. It wasn't a roast session. It wasn't them making fun of my appearance or my job. It was a catalog of my personality flaws. There were screenshots of texts I'd sent in the main group chat, jokes I'd made that nobody laughed at, followed by me explaining the joke. I saw a screenshot of me asking, "What time are we meeting?" from 3 weeks ago. Underneath it, someone had replied, "God, he's exhausting." Another message read, "He's not a bad guy, really, but the vibe just dies when he gets there. I feel like I have to babysit his energy." And then, the one that stuck in my chest like a shard of glass, "We don't hate him. We just don't want him around." That sentence replayed in my head as I handed the phone back to Mark. I thanked him, smiled, and went back to my desk. I sat there, staring at the blank monitor, feeling the blood drain out of my face. Because suddenly, the last 12 months of my life made perfect sense. You know that feeling when you think you're being paranoid, when you tell yourself you're just being dramatic. I had spent a year making excuses for them. When the "we'll let you know" text never turned into plans, I told myself they were busy. When I saw the Instagram stories of the whole crew at a bar I wasn't invited to, I told myself it was a spontaneous thing. I gaslit myself into believing I was still part of the tribe. But looking at that secret chat made me realize something painful. I hadn't been left out by accident. I was being managed. I was being quietly phased out, like an outdated software update. I didn't confront them. I think the old me, the exhausting me, would have. I would have sent a long paragraph asking why. I would have demanded an apology, but I knew exactly how that conversation would go. They would panic. They would say, "It's not like that. You're taking it the wrong way." They would promise to do better, and for 2 weeks, out of guilt, they'd invite me to things. I would sit there, knowing they were pitying me, knowing they were walking on eggshells. I didn't want their pity, and I realized, you cannot argue someone into enjoying your company. The hardest pill to swallow wasn't losing the friends. It was looking back at how hard I had been trying to earn my place. I realized I had been shrinking myself, laughing a little too loud to fill the silence, agreeing with opinions I didn't actually hold just to seem agreeable. I was performing friendship, hoping that if I did a good enough job, they would keep me. So, I left the group chat. I didn't announce it. I just deleted the thread. I stopped initiating the texts. I stopped sending the memes. And I waited. And this is the part that actually hurts. The part that finally killed the hope I had left. Nothing happened. No one texted asking, "Hey, haven't heard from you in a while." No one asked if I was okay. The silence was absolute. That's when it fully clicked. I hadn't been included out of genuine friendship. I had been tolerated out of habit. It takes energy to cut someone off, so they just waited for me to drift away. I did their work for them. I didn't get a revenge arc. I didn't get a glow-up to rub in their faces. I didn't prove them wrong. I just stopped going where I wasn't wanted. My life got a lot quieter after that. My phone doesn't buzz as much, but for the first time in a long time, my life feels lighter, and I'd rather be alone than be tolerated.